Okay, just follow me.
Hello everybody and welcome to our annual Cranleigh show. I hope you're all having a good time. As most of you are here and come annually, you all know that we bring a majority of the dogs from the kennels for you all to have a look at and gush over, and hopefully some of you will fall in love with them and they'll become your forever dogs. Firstly, just before we start, I just want to say, after the dogs have had their parade in the ring, then we'll invite you in to say hello to the dogs. So what we'll do is we'll get started, let you introduce you to some of these gorgeous dogs. We bought 15 dogs today, Cranleigh. We've got 27 dogs in kennels at the moment, but many of them couldn't come today through either having recent surgery or being nervous and wouldn't enjoy. So we bought 15 of the dogs that we know that are ready and looking for their homes. So we'll start now. I'd like to introduce you to Kathy, who's with Spud. And Spud is a 2008, so he's 6, ex-racing greyhound. And Spud came to us in December, and his trainer had decided that a bunch of dogs, I think about 15 dogs, had passed their sell-by date. So basically we got an emergency phone call saying that you've got 2 days to pick them up, otherwise that's it, they're going to the vet to be put to sleep. So our lovely supporter Vaughan, who's actually doing the Poo Bucket Challenge today, jumped in his van all the way up to Sunderland and picked 14 dogs up. 8 of them come to Sun Valley, which Spud is one of them, and the others went off to other charities. Spud is a very, very lovely boy. He has actually been in foster for a few months, and his foster mum reports that he actually loves home life. He's very settled, he's very, very good with other dogs. He gets a little bit excited with small dogs, but all you need to do with Spud is just keep socialising him. There's nothing actually nasty about his excitement with the small dogs, but he just gets a little bit overexcited. So next I'm going to introduce you to Spud's kennel partner, and her name is Shaylee. Shaylee's a 5-year-old ex-racing greyhound that we brought over from Ireland. Shaylee came to us back in April. Now Shaylee's name in Chinese means small and beautiful. When Shaylee first came to us, she would rather run head first into a brick wall than you'd be touched. Now she is the most loving, happy-go-lucky, confident, friendly little girl you will ever find. Shaylee gets on with all dogs, and she's one of our dogs that is also cat workable at the kennels. So anybody who's got a cat and is looking for a greyhound, then Shaylee would be one of the dogs that would be suited. So this is Shaylee. Right, we're going to introduce you to now Max and Fly, walked around by Laura. Now we'd love to find Max and Fly a home together. They've lived together since they were born. They've been racing buddies, kennel buddies and retirement buddies. They are absolutely desperately in love with each other. They're 4.5 years old, and they ex-racers from Romford. Anything that moves very small, they're very on it, very looking to chase it. But we're working with them when we take them out lots, take them up to Newlands Corner and to the park, and they're getting there. But the problem is because Mac's quite sharp, obviously then Fly sort of thinks that she has to join in. Right, now I'm going to introduce you to Chester. Chester is our 4-year-old male ex-racing greyhound. Now some of you, if you follow our Facebook page, would have heard of us rescuing the Pigpen 6. Now Chester was one of the Pigpen 6. So basically what happened is after their retirement the trainer needed some space, and rather than trying to find them homes, basically ushered them out of the kennels and kept them in a pig pen. This was at the height of the summer, so they were very, very hot. They had no shade. They were only going there once a day to fill up the water. Their coats, they had sores on their elbows. Their coats had blown. They were absolutely exhausted and suffering from heat exhaustion. Chester is probably one of the laid-back dogs that we have at Sun Valley. He's a real gentle giant. He just wants to lean and be stroked and be cuddled. Chester's very good with small dogs. He's fine with small dogs. The only thing Chester does is when he sees small dogs in the distance and they're racing around, he gets a bit excited and will start jumping. But up close, when he meets them in a calm environment, he's absolutely fine. Right, now I'm going to introduce you to Chrissy. No, I'm not. I'm going to introduce you to Zeke. Right. Zeke is our 5-year-old, again male black ex-racing greyhound, and actually Zeke came in with Chester, so Zeke is one of our Pigpen 6. Again, came into us with a very, very bad coat, sores on his back. I think they removed something like 14 ticks from Zeke alone. He is so laid back, he's very much like Chester. And so Zeke probably needs to go to a quiet home. He doesn't really want to do too much running around and have, you know, small children annoying him or trying to play, because unless they're eating or sleeping, that's all really Zeke wants to do. So now I'm going to introduce you to Louise. Louise is a 4-year-old. Louise is very recent to the kennel. She's been with us at the kennels for about 5 weeks. She came to us on the Sunday and she retired from racing on the Friday. But she's very, very food orientated, so you can actually get her attention with food. So eventually she will be very good at socialising. But again, we think that Louise needs to go to somebody who has experience with greyhounds, just so that you're aware that one minute she's walking lovely and slowly on the lead, and the next minute she's trying to do zoomies out of your hand because she's seen a squirrel half a mile away. Right, now I'm going to introduce you to Lois, who has Chrissy. And Chrissy's our 3-year-old girl, and Chrissy's actually never raced. Chrissy was bought from the trainer by somebody who thought he would take her flapping. And so she came to us from Sunderland, and she'd been around the flapping track twice, but she's too nosy and interested in everything else. So she wasn't very good at flapping, so he kept her and he had 2 litters from her, he bred her. She has lived in a home, but she has raced twice on a flapping track and had 2 litters, but she hasn't raced on a track. Chrissy gets on with all dogs. She's fine with small dogs, big dogs. Chrissy is looking for quite a busy household, a lively household. Chrissy's very sort of full-on, waggy tail, wants to be in everything, wants to say hello to everybody. And Chrissy does like going out for walks and playing with balls. So a nice sort of busy household where you can keep Chrissy occupied and keep her mind occupied is what we're looking for Chrissy, because otherwise she would get bored very quickly. She's into everything. So that's our gorgeous little fawn girl Chrissy. Right, I'm going to introduce you to our first of our honorary greyhounds. This is little Marley, and Marley's a whippet. Now Marley has lived in a home his entire life from the age of 8 weeks. Sadly, Marley's owners split up and neither of them could take him, so he found his way coming to Sun Valley. Marley is an absolute darling. He loves everybody, everything's wonderful. He goes into a complete mental drive when he gets excited. He shivers from head to toe. It looks like he's on a pneumatic drill. He absolutely goes into meltdown. He's an absolute sweetheart. Brilliant in the car. He's used to children. He's lived with children. He lived with another dog. He's very, considering he's quite small, he's very strong on the lead. So just because he's small, I don't want anyone to think that because they're smaller, that they're easier to sort of handle. He probably tugs a bit more than most of the racing greyhounds, because obviously he's lived in a home and everything's so exciting, and he's used, I mean, look at him, he's gorgeous. Right, next I'm going to introduce you to India. India's a 3-year-old ex-racing greyhound. We brought India over from Ireland. When India came to us, she was so underweight. Her little pin bones at the back were completely exposed. Not actually just poked, they'd actually poked through the skin and you could actually see the bone. She's actually put on 7 kilos since she's been in Sun Valley. And as you can see, she probably could do with putting on another kilo or so. She's an absolute sweetheart, India. She's a very quiet girl. She's very unassuming. We'd like India to go to a quiet home. We think that small children or a very busy household wouldn't be the right home for India. India probably needs to go to a single person or a couple, or and possibly as a single dog or an older dog that she can just follow the lead and relax at home with. She's a very, very sweet girl. So next I'm going to introduce you to Thor. And Thor is our little boy in the kennels. He's quite a small greyhound for a male. He's 4 years old, and he's one of our Pigpen 6. And when actually Thor came to us, just on, as I said, out of the 6 of them, we removed 68 ticks. On Thor alone, the girls removed 27 ticks off of Thor. He was absolutely exhausted when he arrived. He had heat exhaustion. They were very tired. They were very lethargic. They were just basically left out in a pig pen for 2 weeks to defend themselves with no shade on a concrete floor. Thor is an absolute lovely, lovely boy. So now I'm going to introduce you to Doodles. And Doodles is actually one of our pig pen 6, but he's number 7, if that makes sense. So we rescued 6 dogs, and then we heard that there was one still there. So as you do, you drive 400 miles up the M1 to go and pick him up. And we brought him back to Sun Valley. And Doodles' character is just like his name. He's Doodles. I mean, all he does is tail wags around. He's just oodles of doodles. I mean, I can't explain it, but when you know Doodles, you know why he's called Doodles. Right, now we're going to introduce you to a lovely little girl called Thelma, and she's actually the sister of Louise. And so Thelma's an Essex girl. They were retired, as I say, on the Friday, came to Sun Valley on the Monday, and we called them Thelma and Louise because this was the start of their big adventure. Thelma's a 4-year-old ex-racing greyhound from the Romford track. Again, very like Louise, still very sharp because, as I say, she literally had her last race on the Friday, came sick, and arrived at Sun Valley on the Sunday. Right, now I'm going to introduce you to our baby of the bunch. This is Bonnie. Now, Bonnie was 2 on the 1st of September. Now, Bonnie's what we call a non-chaser. So she was bred to race. She was taken to the track a couple of times for trials, but she was deemed no good or not fast enough. I think her trainer thought that she didn't have the enthusiasm. I personally think that she was clever. So Bonnie is an absolute dream. Although she's a baby, she's very sensible. She's brilliant with other dogs. She's brilliant with people. She's very, very calm. She's very, very loving. We would love Bonnie to go to a home with another dog. Bonnie absolutely loves being around other dogs. Right, last but no means least, I want to introduce you to our Honorary Greyhound, Harry. Now, this is Harry. Now, as you can see, Harry has got a long tail, but quite short legs. He's 3 years old. He's obviously a Staffy cross. We're actually doing a DNA test on Harry because I personally think he's a Staffy Shar-Pei. But until we get the DNA test, we're not 100% sure. Obviously, we can all know that there's some type of bull terrier in there. But Harry is an absolute dream. So what we're going to do, anyone who wants to go into the ring and say hello to the dogs, if the girls just start walking around, what they'll do now is they'll just start having a slow walk around the ring, so you can say hello. And then once they've walked around, we'll invite you into the ring to come and say hello to the dogs. But we have a supporter called Vaughan Harmon. Many of you over the summer would have seen the ice bucket challenge that's been going over Facebook and the internet, spreading like wildfire. Well, Vaughan decided to take it one step further and decided that he would do, in our arena today, a horse poo bucket challenge. So he's here, and we have a big bag of horse poo. We've had donations online, but also we'll be going around. There's also, if anybody, the more money we get, the bigger the bucket. And if anybody really stumps up enough money, they can be the one to tip the bucket over his head. So if anyone's feeling really, really naughty and you've got enough money, you can be the ones to actually tip the bucket over Vaughan's head. 3, 2, 1.
Did everyone catch that? Because we've got another bucket here. Oh. Go on, we've got another bucket. Come on, who's going to pay money to tip this one?
Oh no.
It looks as though another bucket's going over as well. This time it's Jane. She's going to pour it over. So, everybody. Three, two, 1.